Well, we spay neuter everything. There's very few times where we don't. Perhaps there may be an older cat that comes to us. I mean, we've had cats come to us as old as 18, 19, 20 years old. So if that cat hasn't been spayed or neutered, we don't, just because of age. And that might happen with a dog, but it's pretty rare, because that's what we're all about. That's, a big tie into our mission. And I think our community also gets that. There are some pockets of our community where, animals are intact and owners aren't aware of the health benefits of spay neuter, not just battling overpopulation, but there can be a lot of behavior issues if animals are left intact, cancer, things like that. So
Do
we're all
you
about it.
have a mobile program at the moment that goes out for low income pet owners that may need help with spay and neuter?
Mm-hmm.
Or
We
any programs
don't.
that help with feral
Our
cats?
community has a spay neuter group called CSNIP, and they're our dear friends because, like them, we believe in spaying and neutering your pet, and so that's really their main mission. So we don't. Humane Society of West Michigan doesn't have our own mobile spay neuter van or mobile unit.
But you work closely with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And then what are some of the programs that you had? I know you said you want to work on building your foster base, but what are some of the programs that you guys have already implemented that are really successful here and within the community?
Yeah, well, education's key, right? So we have folks who go out in the field, in the community, and spread the word about, animal basics, Animal 101, as well as, elevating on up to, what's happening currently. We have summer camps all summer long, which is a really favorite time of the year for me. So all these kids and young adults come in and get to learn and then carry their knowledge and skill out to their families and communities. We also have been really successful in adoption events. We're really blessed to be very near to the Bissell Company and Bissell Pet Foundation, founded by Kathy Bissell, and she's one of our dear friends. And twice a year, Bissell Pet Foundation um, has an event that it really has gone all over Michigan and now has even spread out to Chicago. This last one, calling it Empty the Shelter, where all the adoption fees are subsidized by Bissell Pet Foundation. And so incredibly successful. I mean, we truly do empty the shelter. We did for all of our dogs a couple of weeks ago. So those are really successful. We also, we have to focus on revenue, even though we're a not for profit. We are a business and we need money to run, keep the lights on, feed the animals, feed staff, pay staff, well, maybe feed them too, right? Uh, and so we have two fundraising events each year that have become really popular and financially successful. So I think in the world of shelter, there can exist a thought process of, um, oh, how great, you play with dogs and cats all day, which, I love that there's that vision, but ultimately, we are a business and there's mechanics behind it so that we can continue to support these animals by way of having good stewardship and fundraising events and, budgeting and having audits and all of these very unfun things that are really part of good business.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the most successful? I know you said your fundraising events that happen twice a year, bring in a lot of donorship, and you are only donor
Funded.
Funded by
Absolutely,
donors.
yeah.
What are some of the most successful ways of communicating with those donors? Have you found to get them on board, for lack of a better term?
Sure. Well, our donor base is pretty broad. I mean,
Okay.
we've got folks who've been with us for decades and decades, and they could very well be in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then we've got this great fresh group, sometimes starting as young as our campers who raise money during the summer and bring in funds for us. Social media, it's all about that, our Facebook page, and sharing videos and stories. It's amazing how, if we have an animal in need of a pretty expensive surgery that we can't do in house, like ACL, we share that story and people donate specifically for that surgery, which donors love that, right? I'm giving specifically to this animal to get better. Um, that has just been incredible. And then it's also, everyone here is a representative of the organization. So we've got lots of volunteers and staff and board members and anyone who comes into play with any of us, I feel like we're friends. And I think that one-on-one sincerity can really come across.